Hello, wonderful people, and welcome to Daily Deco. It is I, Mark, and I'm here with Shaun, and we're talking about scuba diving stuff on Christmas week on the Tuesday. I know. It's basically because you get enough of the boring news talking about he who shall not be named and all that other stuff. So we're talking about underwater stuff, and we're just. It's our usual, just wherever our brains end up taking us. So let's find out where we'll end up today. Today we're talking about mermaids, we're talking about seals taking the bus, people nicking lobsters, and a missing skull. I've got a really annoying stray hair like Superman. Which
Superman. You're not Superman. Whatever.
The one aspect where I can show similarity with Clark Kent is like that one stray hair that just will not do as it's told. I'm going to cut it off in a second.
Super Dog. He's got the stray hair.
Super Dog.
Yeah, that's who you are. You're Super Dog.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so today's episode of Daily Deco is sponsored by a very own Teespring store. Today I'm wearing my Emotional Support Bolt Snap t-shirt. It's my new favourite one.
Today I'm wearing my Chewbacca Christmas jump t-shirt.
Sure.
That's
as ever, Shaun is representing
some other store. Star Wars. I don't know if you heard of Star Wars. Not many people have.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah, it was like this old movie from like the 60s or something.
Yeah, it's cringe, mate. Cringe fest. Iron Man's not it, so
anyway,
I don't bother watching.
The first news story comes from PADI, and it really lives up to the typical PADI stereotype. And PADI has unveiled that next year, at the beginning of, or the first quarter of 2021, they're unveiling an entirely new course range. So they used to do
they don't do that sort of thing.
This is just so off-brand. No. So PADI, they had their scuba diving range and all the scuba diving specialities. They then sort of moved into the technical side of things, and they did the tech diving range with a bit of side mount kind of thrown in, and then they did the free diving range, which was quite a natural kind of transition. Those are almost the sort of three pillars of sort of underwater exploration, or at least recreational at least. But now they've unveiled that next year they're releasing the Mermaid range of courses. So basically. So this is a thing, and I'm seeing it sort of more and more in sort of social media. It used to be where they put on shows in sort of aquariums, and it's very, very beautiful, very pretty. They get sort of people dressed up as mermaids, and they basically dance underwater. They do a sort of a show, and they're wearing monofins, but their legs are kind of together in sort of rashrus material that looks like a mermaid's fin. And they do a little show. And there were certain dive centres that were basically offering up, hey, if you want to learn how to become a mermaid, then you sort of come to us, and we'll teach you how to be a mermaid. And PADI have basically come up with a whole sort of skill tree, sort of course tree on becoming a mermaid. So it all starts with your Discover Mermaid experience, which I presume is a bit like a DSD, a Discover Scuba Diving, where you jump in the pool with an instructor and they do the basics. And then you can sign up for your basic mermaid course, which I presume teaches you the basics, and you probably get a little cert card with that. Then you have the mermaid course on top of that, which I presume does a little bit more. And then you get your advanced mermaid course, which makes you an advanced mermaid. So that's the sort of the recreational sort of side of it. If you then want to become an instructor, you then become a basic mermaid instructor, then you get a mermaid instructor, and then you get a mermaid instructor trainer, so you can train other mermaid instructors. So at this point, I've said mermaid about 50 times. So the prerequisites for the different courses. So for your I'm going to call it a DME, your Discover Mermaid experience. 0 prerequisites. So you don't even have to know how to swim, apparently, which is sort of as a normal Discover Scuba, you don't even have to know how to swim because you've got that instructor kind of with you. For your PADI basic mermaid course, you have to be able to swim 25 meters and float at the surface for 3 minutes. The mermaid course is 50 meters and 5 minutes, and the advanced is 100 meters and float for 10 minutes. It doesn't go into what you get out of these different courses. It's just an announcement that this is what we're going to sort of create. It doesn't go into what's involved in the courses. But then for the professional levels, so a basic mermaid instructor, they can teach the DMEs and the basic mermaid course. If you then become a mermaid instructor, you can teach the DMEs, the basic, the normal mermaid, and the advanced mermaid course. But then if you want to teach mermaid instructors, and I presume basic mermaid instructors, then you become a mermaid instructor trainer. Now,
this is so stupid.
If that sounds, I mean, both Shaun and I, we do get that sort of PADI, like, becoming a mermaid is quite interesting, and more people are sort of learning how to do it, but it does feel a little like needlessly complicated to break it into 4 different courses and then 3 different types of instructor. I get the difference between mermaid instructor and instructor trainer. That's the difference between like an Aussie and almost a course director or a staff instructor. But yeah, the basic mermaid instructor, I presume that's a bit like the assistant instructor. Most people don't really do it. It's just involved in, it's like the first half of the mermaid instructor course. Yeah.
Like,
it
just right, okay. Like my 2 cents, if I may,
yeah.
I think this mermaid, like we used to have an old show called Weird Wednesday, and pretty much every other story was people wanting to become mermaids, people doing this. I think this sort of thing is fantastic. If it means that you get away from your everyday life, you get a bit of fantasy, and you just escape the realism. This is fantastic, and it makes perfect sense that PADI would want to hone in on this sort of thing. It is PADI's. This is the way that they work. This is absolutely fantastic, but also, it also feels like it should be a bit of a joke, because it's almost like someone, like an intern, went into there was a board meeting in the PADI HQ, and the intern came in with some coffees, and like they were like, what else can we do? What else can we do? And they were like, what about mermaids? They're really popular. They're like, yes, we can build that cow now, guys. There is a meme out there. So it's an old GTA Rockstar meme. So there's a cow, and it's literally just skin and bone. And on that cow, it has GTA 5. Yeah? And then you've got the farmer coming along, and that has the Rockstar logo. This is basically PADI right now. We're
going to milk it for everything.
They're literally milking anything and everything. And I can understand why they're doing it. It is fantastic. It's great that you have a way, you know, like everyday person or whatever can come off the street. There's a PADI course. You don't have to go to the dark web of mermaids to try and find a course on how to become a mermaid. I can understand the accessibility of this, but you need 4 courses, and you also are going to have professional level training. Really, it's insane. Like, you can probably get it done. Literally, all you need to do to a mermaid: practice your breathing, and then practice your movements underwater to be confident. Boom, there you go. In all honesty, just do a freediving course.
As an instructor, the little twinge in the back of my mind is like, no, don't say that.
Well, I'm not an instructor. Joe blogs. Yeah, I understand you've got to be safe, you've got to be confident underwater, you've got to get the right movements, you've got to get the right breathing techniques. Obviously that takes time, and obviously this is what this is going to help with, which is fantastic. But yeah, do you need a Discover, do you need a Basic, do you need a Mermaid, and do you need an Advanced? Probably not. Do you need...
Yeah.
I mean, do you need to become a physical instructor into it? There are probably people out there that are professional mermaids that can do this a better job, probably cheaper, and which would just be as safe.
Maybe. I mean,
it's been going on for years. When we filmed Weird Wednesday, that was like 4 years ago, and people were doing this. There was no speciality, and there were instructors. There were, in all honesty, it's all freedivers. Freedivers that wanted to make a bit of extra revenue, or they were doing shows in aquariums or in shopping centres, and the person had a, you know, the promoter had a mermaid or whatever. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's just like, this is totally PADI's thing, but also it feels like a bit of a joke.
I imagine that a few of the courses might, when they're properly like 2 years down the line in actual dive centres, I imagine a lot of these are just going to be like bolted together. So if you do your DSD then, or your DME, that'll be sort of the first part, or the basic will just be the first part of the mermaid course. So you just do those two together anyway, and then if you want to do some advanced stuff where you do, I don't know, more elaborate sort of acrobatics underwater, that's when you do your advanced. But it's one of those things. I'm surprised that PADI hasn't done it before. When I sort of Googled it, it's obviously the PADI stuff comes up at the top because it's new, and Google will rank it quite high. But there's like this news article, and it is sort of PADI sort of saying, oh, here's where you can sort of learn how to sort of become a mermaid. And then as you say, someone probably just sort of came in and it's like, hey boss, why don't we just make a whole course tree out of it?
We've got the structure from the 3,000 other ones that we do. Why not just replace the word dive with mermaid? Happy days!
I don't know what the prerequisites for the instructor trainers. I don't know whether you have to be like a freediving instructor or what.
You have to be a tech, like the most hardcore scuba diver, deep diving, like submarine. Yeah, you need to know how to handle an ROV.
One drastic tangent that just sort of popped in my mind when you said like the highest of the highest. I learnt this weekend that if you are if you work on, I don't even know what you call them, if you're a bin man, sort of in certain states in America, when you get to a certain level, you literally have a uniform that's like a military general. I'll show you after this, but Google it. They literally have the hats. The hats, I don't think they have medals, but it looks like they should have medals and stuff. But you dress up, whatever. I don't think that's going to happen in the mermaid course.
In the UK one, though, with the bin men, you just get a cleaner uniform. Here's a cleaner orange vest. Congratulations. But
moving swiftly on, and staying in the UK. So the next news story comes from Cornwall, which is kind of the southwest of England, and the BDMLR, which is the British Divers Marine Life, and the Cornish Seal Sanctuary responded to a variety of calls about a seal who was basically trapped. Well, I don't think he was trapped. He was just at a bus stop in Porth11 on Wednesday, and he was just like hanging out at the bus stop next to the harbour, and people were like, maybe we should do something about this. So the animal was perfectly healthy, just got a little bit lost, and he was at the bus stop, just waiting to sort of, find his way back home.
No,
apparently he was
getting the number 5 to Nuki. He wants to learn to surf, and they ruined it.
So he was given some fluids for hydration, and then safely returned to the sea.
Lucasade, Red Bull. Here you go, mate.
They were just lying around at the bus stop. No, so they reckon because sort of last week was a little bit sort of stormy, he was actually seeking shelter at this sort of bus stop. But if you do come across a seal, they can be quite dangerous, especially when they're sort of out of their habitat. So if you do see a seal, it is important that you do sort of call emergency services, because that does kind of classify, and they will get someone capable to look after it and get it back to where it needs to be. Don't try and approach it by itself, because they do have quite sharp teeth, and when they're not playing, they will take a finger. So it's funny. Yeah.
You just got this.
We did news stories similar to this.
Like an old couple though, driving. Oh, let's go down the road. Hit the car and they look out the window. There's a seal. Hitchhiking. You going to Newquay?
Oh. It's a sweet little story that caught my eye.
It's good.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Anyway, today's episode of Daily Deco is sponsored by our very own Teespring store. So I'm wearing one of our t-shirts. This is an emotional support bolt snap. It's got dive team across the back that you can't quite see. Sean is not wearing one of our t-shirts because I think you only have like one.
I bought, when we first ever started the Teespring store, the first order was that Flappy Snag Hazard tee. And I do have my face mask. I can't breathe in it. Also, as well,
which is kind
of
the idea.
Yeah,
you can't spread.
I know. But the design that I've got is the older model, because when I got mine in, I realised that Teesprings had auto-aligned everything, so it's a bit annoying. So I changed the design. You order it now; it's a newer design, so you won't have any difference in things. But yeah, you don't have any hiking stuff. I don't want an emotional bolt snap t-shirt. Definitely don't want one of them. Anyway,
and you can't physically wear anything with dive team on the back because you're not part of the dive team.
Hey, that PADI hoodie I had, that one time that PADI gave me a hoodie, I'm like, I'm a dive crew. Like, you shouldn't be. He took that from me, guys. Mark took that. It's like, you're not a dive team member. It's like, fine.
No, it's because it had instructor written on
That's
it.
That's not the point. It made me feel loved.
Anyway, we're still offering 15% off. So if you haven't been to the Teespring store, it's definitely worth checking it out. There will be a link down in the description below. So head over there. Just browse through all the designs. Anything that you do fancy, add it to your basket. And then if you use Daily Deco, all one word, as a promo code, a discount code, that will get you 15% off of your offer. And that only runs until the end of the year, December 31st. It's going to switch off. So act quickly. If you're watching this between the Christmas break, you've got nothing to do, you just feel like buying some stuff, then definitely check out and get a new scuba diving t-shirt or hoodie or jumper or pair of socks or phone case, whatever. Daily Deco will get you 15% off your offer, but of course only on the Simply Scuba Teesprings. The next news story, this comes from Massachusetts, I believe. The Massachusetts Environmental Police. Now, there were two rather naughty scuba divers in Gloucester, or Gloucestershire? Gloucester? I don't know. I think they say things differently in the States. So basically, there were reports of two divers in a lake, I believe, somewhere in Massachusetts, and they basically got lots of phone calls, and the police they turned up and they found quite a few bad things. They basically turned up and the divers were just leaving the water, but what they were doing was they were illegally scuba diving for lobsters. So when the police apprehended them, they found that they didn't have diver down flags, which is a big no-no out there. You have to display that there are divers in the water. They found that they had caught 18 lobsters, 16 of which were undersized, which is a big no-no. 2 of those 16 were egg-bearing females, which is another big no-no. They were arrested and they were issued criminal summonses for failure to display, taking lobsters at night, which apparently is naughty, which is probably why they weren't displaying their diver down flag, possession of undersized and egg-bearing lobsters, no dive flag, and other permit violations. They were basically poaching lobsters at night when they shouldn't have. They're going to have to pay the penalty. It doesn't go into what the actual penalty will be.
They're going to get injected.
Injected.
Yeah.
Injected with nothing in specific. They're just going to get injected, aren't they?
That's it. They're gonna get
The
vaccine. They're anti-vaxxers, so they're gonna get. That's a lie. I don't know if they're anti-vaxxers.
They're going to be given the vaccine so that they can endure the entire sentence.
Yeah, that's it.
All of the lobsters were recovered, they were seized and then returned to the waterways, so they're all fit and healthy. But yeah, the two divers, they're facing criminal charges. So if you are in Massachusetts, or actually wherever you are, and you are looking to do some sort of lobster hunting, just check the local rules and regulations of where you're going, making sure you're doing it legitimately. And yeah, it is definitely every time. No, it's not hard to sort of assess the size of lobster. You can get actual like tools that you can take down with you just to go, yeah, that's the right size, or so no, that's not big enough, sort of put him back. So yeah, don't catch illegal lobsters, because if you catch all of the small ones, then they're not going to grow to be big ones, and we're not going to have any left. Yeah, if anyone does know what the actual charges might be, let us know down in the comments below. Because this article, and there's only one article on it, and that's from the Shaw News Network, which I've never heard of. But yeah, if you do know what the
that's where I go to get all my news.
Oh yeah.
Good old SNN.
Let us know what they might be facing down in the comments below. And the final news. This comes from England. Oh no, this comes from Scotland, doesn't it? And
hey, we're all one. We're all one, Mark. Don't
the United Kingdom.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it does help people know sort of roughly where. And this is another sort of police thing. Police are basically sort of asking for people, anybody who knows. There was a sort of back in 2018, a whale skeleton or something was discovered on a beach somewhere in Scotland, and scientists are basically, they've been studying it. They left it on the beach to study it. I don't really know why they didn't sort of move it since, but yeah, it's actually very important to be able to sort of study these kind of remains, and this like meter long 45 kilo sort of whale skull has basically been stolen. I think it's more the fact of, because a lot of whales and porpoises and that kind of marine mammal, especially in sort of British waters, they're all protected, and even their remains are protected. So even if you do find their remains on sort of on the beach, and it is just a skull or a bone, actually it is illegal technically to remove any of that. So yeah, the authorities are actually just asking around. It's like, right, who was it? If you've got it, we don't mind that much. We just kind of want it back more for sort of research purposes, because the plan was, they've been studying it for years to kind of see what, I presume, what happens when it's sort of in that kind of environment, and then they were going to remove it, clean it up, and then display it sort of in a museum. Obviously, it's been pinched, so yeah, police are sort of on the lookout for a 45 kilo whale skull.
Mark, didn't you just post something
No.
up on Facebook Marketplace? There's a nice whale skull table.
That's not the best place to sell a whale skull table. You know that, Sean.
Yeah, it's Gumtree.
You want to go on Etsy?
Oh, Etsy, that's the one. You get more bang for your buck.
Yeah, I have no idea why someone would nick. I mean, this thing is huge, and yeah, 45 kilos is pretty heavy, and yeah, it's not something that you're just kind of like stumbling around the beach and you go, oh yeah, that's kind of cool, and then you just drag it back to your car. A lot of
over a whale
would have had to.
What's going on?
Yeah. Oh, fancy that.
What's this?
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
They're saying, yeah, so Detective Sergeant Billy Telford from Police Scotland's Wildlife Crime Unit says it's very big and it's an unusual item and someone must know of its whereabouts. If you do, then please contact Police Scotland so we can arrange for its return to the museum. So it's like, okay, you might not have known that it's illegal. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If you come forwards, then yeah, no harm, no foul.
I'm just surprised this happened now. If it's been there since 2018.
Yeah,
years.
That's it. It's been there for 2 years, and now during lockdown, when people aren't supposed to be going out and about,
they're probably tier 1 up there. They're lucky.
Just imagine if it's just your dog's gone missing for like a couple hours, and you're like, oh, that's just Rover. He's just gone down to the beach again, and he's just dragged this huge skull back. And you're like, oh, Rover, what have you done? And there's like teeth marks all over it, and you're like, oh, I can't get rid of this.
No, what they can do? Do you ever watch that show, The Repair Shop, on BBC One?
Yeah,
yeah, just put it back.
They are very good at that.
They are.
They'll get their scrimshaw guy to come and like get it back. Oh, who knows? But yeah. It's that. Hey, but yeah, if you are if you do walk your dogs on the beach and you do come across a what looks to be like a whale or a dolphin skull, yeah, don't touch it because technically it's illegal, and yeah, just report it to the local authorities, and they'll know what to do with it. But yeah, I honestly didn't know that, especially that the touching the remains was technically illegal as well. So that's quite interesting.
I just wouldn't want that person's job. Oh yeah, Dave, you're studying. What have I got to study now? Study now. Oh yeah, you've got to stare at this whale carcass for the next 2 years. Here's your tent. Here's a cup of coffee. Have fun. Note every single colour
Tuesday.
change.
Day 824. No changes.
It still smells a bit. It's gone from a pink to a green. Yummy.
Yeah, today I had to shoo away 3 seagulls.
No, do you know what? This whale, I reckon this was the whale they used in The Boys. Did you watch season 2 of The Boys?
That was a sperm whale.
Yeah, same thing. Whale's whale, mate. I don't see differences. Whale's whale. Is that racist?
That was
whalist.
Yeah, speciest.
Yeah.
No, I did see the behind the scenes when they were doing that, and they did build like a full-sized sperm whale. Yeah, that was impressive.
It was, mate. I'd love to be a part of that production crew. That'd be well good.
Oh no, because then if one of the actors like blinks at the wrong moment or does something, you've got to reset everything. You've got to wash that beach down.
I love it though. It's like almost in the contract where they have to. What's the kid, the young boy? What's his name? I can't remember his name. The guy whose girlfriend died at the beginning in the first season. But yeah, basically in his contract, they have to make him the most bloodiest person ever. Like if there's ever a fight, or like say, yeah, you're getting covered in blood, mate. There are literally gallons of the stuff pouring over him. There you go, guys. There's the tangent. It went to the boys.
We always end up.
It was
I'm struggling to think where else. Yeah, struggling to think where else we can go from seal pups at the bus stop, mermaid diving and poaching lobsters.
You can't. This
what do you even do with that many lobsters as well? I can only imagine they work for like a local restaurant or something.
Yeah, they'll probably sell them on. Yeah. I've never had lobster, so I don't like anything that comes out of the ocean.
I do quite like lobster. I had it in Antigua, and they're huge.
For a second there, I thought I had it for breakfast on toast. It was yummy.
We've been running on hard times here at the Newman household.
We're having to resort to lobster.
Lobster for breakfast.
Oh, my heart bleeds.
No. Yeah, it was like $18, and this thing was like the size of a cat.
Maybe it was a cat.
It wasn't a cat, but
it
had a shell, it had claws and everything. And yeah, they barbecued it. It was like $18 or something. So yeah, it was pretty cheap. But yeah, good.
There we go, guys. If you want cheap lobster, $18 barbecued, talk to Mark. He knows the man. He knows where to go.
You can't miss him. This guy was like 7 foot tall if he was an inch. So yeah. He stood out on the beach.
Yeah, I bet. Especially with lobsters.
But yeah, that's about it. For news stories, I can't think of much else to talk about.
No. Let's just end it.
I think the problem is that today Shaun and I, we spent a lot of time sort of chatting this morning, so we got all of the usual stuff that rattles around in our brains just out
This
of
is
our
take
systems
3.
before we started recording.
This is take
It
3
kind of
Daily
is.
Deco. It is. So we had Bid Men.
Yeah.
And then halfway through our meeting that should be at midday was all of a sudden at 9 o'clock. It's like, what's going on?
I know.
Someone's calling us.
It's just out of nowhere. It's normally at about midday, and we're sort of like filming, and we're sort of talking about sort of being a mermaid and all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden the phone starts ringing. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, go on then.
Never mind. So take 3. It's fine. We spoke about the boys.
Oh, it's fine. It's what we live for.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, that's it for today's news. If you have any interesting underwater news that you've spotted, let us know down in the comments below. If you have any sort of questions, comments, queries that you want answered before the end of the year, get them in quickly because we're filming that tomorrow.
Yeah, which is today, so they won't. If you put questions in this video, unfortunately, they won't be answered until we're back in January.
Too late.
The 5th or the 4th. Which we've also got to find out as well, haven't we? Whether we're back. There's another holiday that we can take.
January. Yeah. But yeah, basically, in that case, yeah. Let us know any sort of questions, comments, queries. Pop them down in the comments below, and then they'll be answered next year in 2021. But yeah, tomorrow we've got the Q&A where Shaun has gone through all of your questions, comments.
We've got one more Daily Deco, then we've got Q&A.
You're
a
days
day
have
ahead
no
of yourself.
meaning for me anymore.
No. Tier 4, mate. Tier 4, yeah. So we're filming another Daily Deco. Then I've got the Q&A to get ready, and we're filming that on Wednesday. For then that to go live on Thursday. But on Thursday is our first day off of holiday.
I gotcha.
So yeah, again, when it comes to that, you're not going to hear. Well, I'm probably not going to look at any social. I'm literally going to turn everything off for the company. Not being rude, but I'm on holiday. I'm not.
Yeah, if we don't reply to your comments, don't take it personally.
Yeah, we're just asleep, crying. Actually,
yeah, just
we're having a shower,
cooking
crying.
all this food. Yeah, cooking all this food that I ordered in.
Yeah,
but now no one's gonna come and eat.
No,
I've got like a 5-kilo turkey coming.
Oh, sucks to be you. I'm just gonna go and get McDonald's. I think it's gonna be my Christmas day. Big Mac. The double
they'll
Big
be closed, won't they?
No, they're an essential business. I love it. Tier 4.
Are they?
You still
Are
go
they
down
really?
the high street. It's just like, yeah, everything that serves food is like, yeah, we're not essential, but we're open for takeaway. Doors are open. You just can't sit in.
That was quite depressing. The first day that the lockdown sort of ended or was lifted in the UK, and there were like queues on the roads leading to any McDonald's. You're like, really? Has life been that hard that you haven't had a McDonald's in a few months? That's
well, we don't have to worry about that. Even though we're in tier 4 and everything's shut down, we can still go out, get a coffee, cough on someone, and kill everyone. Merry Christmas!
Oh no, you just need to watch Snack Master. That's what I've been watching a lot recently.
I watched the Domino's one the other day.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
I ordered the Domino's, like literally near the end. I was like, damn it. I want a pizza.
Their 45-minute advert worked on you, didn't it?
It did. It's like, it's 11:30. Like, it's fine. I can have a pizza now.
Even though you now know that their dough is stored and proved for like 4 days before they cook it.
I want a Domino's. I'm having a Domino's for lunch. Or a Pizza Hut.
There are other pizza vendors.
What was the one that we used to do? When we used to do the Daily Show, no, not the Daily Show, the live show every month. Was it Go Go Pizza or something? Pizza King.
Pizza King, the one down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dubious.
Yeah.
But it filled a gap. A gap.
I didn't mind because we weren't paying
Simply
for
Scuba
it.
Live. No,
it's
nice when the company pays for your pizza.
Yeah. That's why the company went under, was because of the pizza bills. Sorry, guys.
We were just eating so much pizza.
And on that note, actually, I'm going to declare we're going to do a live show now. Every day's going to be live. Mark is going to do it. I'm not. We're not.
Nah, it's going to stream through your internet.
No, you got Virgin. You got much nicer internet than me, so.
But there are other internet service providers available.
Right, we should end this.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. It's Tuesday today, another DSN tomorrow, and then Q&A, and then it's Christmas. So yeah, we'll see you in the new year.
Well, we'll see you
Thank you
tomorrow.
for watching, everybody. Yeah, I know, but it's just something to say, isn't it? Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.
Yeah, stay classy, scuba divers. I'll see you tomorrow, and then I'll see you the next day, and then I'll see you the next day. Then you won't see me.
Yeah, because we pre-recorded everything.
Yeah, you'll see past Shaun and past Mark.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. My hair's suddenly gonna grow.
Yeah, my hair doesn't spike up anymore. Although I did get it cut, but my Christmas hat covers it over. That's going to be a surprise for January, guys. My short sides hair. Anyway, bye.
Yeah, bye, guys.